This is the story of Megu, or Meg, a young witch candidate to become the queen of the witch world that is sent to the human world to learn from them, to become more than a woman, to be a queen. In order to live in the human world, Megu is received by the former witch Mami Kansaki, becoming her eldest daughter, by inspiring her family to believe it. While she lives with them and goes to school, she learns to become a better person. But she is followed and watched by her rival witch Nun, and the pervert spy Shou and his companions. They later work for a mysterious person that conspires to stop Megu in becoming that good queen. The animation was heavily influenced by Cutie Honey and stories of the 70s, showing more sexy and violent situations, not to mention a lot of the cast that created this show came from Cutie Honey. This series continued the success of Cutie Honey and gained recognition of the genre as such, making a departure from the classic magical girls to the next magical girls, adding some depth in the stories, dealing with more real troubles, also contributing to the popularity and common use of fan service. Very notorious in the series, exposing oftentimes Megu's underwear. Like many of previous girls, she doesn't need to use any magical tools to cast her magic, just the spells, but there are some magical items to add variety in the story. The second magical girl series by Go Nagai is the story of Tickle, a witch that was trapped in an illustrated book that became the birthday present for Tickle when she helped her to escape. After that, Tickle casts a spell to Tickle's family to become her twin sister, conveniently avoiding any questions and troubles when she decides to stay to live in Tickle's house, similar to how it happens in Mayoko Megu-chan. From that point, we follow the daily life of the shy girl Tickle and the mischief of Tickle, the playful and whimsical magical girl. The protagonist pair in the series was inspired in the successful pop idol duo Pink Lady, who were very popular in the 70s, sometimes featuring them and their songs in some episodes. Surprisingly, even when the series was created by Go Nagai, it's more fit for children, not having any of the sexual or violence content that Cutie Honey or any other series he created is famous for. Unfortunately, the series wasn't as successful. Tickle doesn't use any magic items to cast her magic. She only uses the magic words This is the story of the adventures of the girl called Lunlun, also known as Angel in international versions. Her adventures begin in France, where Lunlun was living with her grandparents, who own a flower shop. There she meets the talking cat Kato and dog Nobo, whose search for the flower girl leads them to her as the chosen one. They explain that the flower girl is the descendant of the union of a human and a flower angel, an ancient race that once lived on Earth and took care of nature. Then, they explain that they were sent to look for the flower girl because she is the one who can find the 7-color flower that is needed so their prince can ascend to the throne before the current king dies. With this goal, Lunlun, Kato, and Nobo start their travel to search for that flower, while they are followed by their enemies Togenisha and Yabuki, who are also after the flower to use it for their own purposes. They also often have encounters with the mysterious and handsome young man Serge, who aids them many times when they are helping people. As the title mentions it, the series is themed around flowers, not only because their search and the race that they are working for, but also because the flowers serve as the source of magic for Lunlun, working in different ways depending on the kind of flowers she uses. And this is one of the reasons they always protect and plant them in every place they travel. An additional and relevant mention is the character design style made by Michi Himeno, being more stylish than previous magical girls, with those distinctive curly hairstyles even in the animals, making it less comical. The story of this series begins with the magician of the magic world called Belle, who catches the selfish wizard Viscus stealing 2 cases with magic items, which he pretends to use them in the human world to have a lazy life. It's then that Belle pursues him, appearing both of them in the human world, ending up Belle with the hard market case and Viscus with the spade case. Because the human world is unknown for both, they need to find someone that helps them to live and adapt there. That is how Belle by chance ends up being adopted by the old couple Tachibana, one with her granddaughter Tickle, are the only ones who know her real identity as a magical girl, while Viscus meets the dishonest and deceitful Ochiba. This is how the series goes with Belle learning how to be a good girl, adapting to the human way of life, whom she helps with her magic, confronting at all times Viscus, who is looking to get money to get the ramen he likes so much, by cheating the people with his magic. In this series is predominant the use of magic items, being the most important Belle's magic wand that hides as her pendant and Viscus' stick, in addition to a great variety that are stored having a particular use depending on the shape of the item, having the restriction that the last ones have a limited number of uses. This series shows the consistent use of certain common elements in the genre, such as the magic wands, magical phrases that in the case of Belle is, and the companions, this time in the kind of cats that both have, showing also how this series is aimed to a children audience, adding a moral at the end of each episode. This series shows the story of Dinky Momo, the princess of the magic kingdom of Fenarinasa, who is sent by the king and queen to live with her chosen heir parents, with the objective of helping the people to not lose their dreams, since those are the magic power of the kingdom. The power of dreams is needed by Fenarinasa to return it to Earth because it's drifting away to the space. Momo gets that power by helping the people and animals to fulfill their dreams, using her magic baton that is hidden as her pendant, transforming her or anyone in any kind of professional. Every time she fulfills a dream, the magic crown in Fenarinasa Palace glows, and after a certain number of dreams, the crown regains a new jewel. In consequence, when she gets all the jewels, the kingdom will return to Earth, and the common people will be able to see its people and creators again, meaning that they believe in dreams. The series has a cute and colorful animation, showing the 80s styles of anime. The kind of transformation sequence shown in this series, where she is shown nude around magic shapes and lights, became popular and a distinctive element in the genre. In addition to this appeal in the story, Momo is accompanied by three animals: Pipiro the bear, Mocha the monkey, and Sinbuk the dog, making a reference to the tale of Momotaro. And as him, she travels around, in this case in her own vehicle, a small car with a trailer that can fly together when she attaches one on top of the other. The series marked a long retreat of Toei in the 80s on the genre. This meant the series wasn't related to older series and its creator, having more notorious difference, and, in this case, this one was made by lesser known studios, being the main of them Ashi Productions. This series is a cult classic because it's popular but less known than more famous series, having a second side story TV series with a submarine Marinasa Kingdom and a second Momo, existing both at the same time. Also, there were 3 OVA chapters in some with a non-magical Momo. The series that started Studio Pierrot's legacy on the magical girl genre through the 80s and 90s, providing new distinctive elements in the magical girls. The story begins with the playful Yu, who is the only one who can see an UFO, following it through her neighborhood until she catches it on the top of a hill. There she is contacted by an alien being and taken inside the UFO, where she is told about the feather star's power, that many like her recognize but can explain. After all these happenings, the UFO takes off, leaving her a round device with a magic button inside, and 2 cat-shaped advisors, Poji and Nega, who will help her for a year, which is the time it was given to her to use the button before returning. At the beginning, the magic button gives her 2 main powers: transform herself in a teenager and be able to sing. When she used them the first times, by casualty she became into an idol. At her first performance, she's asked about her name, so she quickly makes up a name, calling herself Creamy Mami, after her family business name, Creamy Gaoka. This series, besides using the genre-established elements, provides its own, presenting a pop idol magical girl, and giving more relevance to romance in the story, being very important the crush Yu has for her friend Toshio, who falls in love with her as Creamy Mami. Something distinctive of this romance is that she is younger than him, reflecting what many young girls experience with their first loves, something that was always present in Studio Pierrot series.